Hey guys, crew of Blind Wave here. I'm Shane,
I'm Eric.
I'm Aaron.
and today we are doing the trailer for the new Ninja Turtles movie.
Yes, we are.
It was originally leaked that the title was called Half Shell, and now it's called Out of the Shadows.
Out of the Shadows. Whenever a movie has a subtitle of Shadows or Dark Side of the Moon or anything
Dark
like
of
that,
the Moon.
or Resurgence or whatever, always like, why is it always people obsessed with the value of light? Or absence of it.
Well,
I would have liked Half Shell. I think we would do a disservice if we didn't give like a each of us one sentence review of the first movie.
Okay.
Or how you felt about it. Because for me, the first movie was good, not great, sometimes confusing, sometimes hilarious.
I thought it was great. Villain Shredder, he could have been a lot more badass, but I thought it was always hilarious.
He was just a faceless villain.
Yeah, and
Personalities were spot on.
oh yeah, I think it's good for a new gen. They were super powered, and I think it's good for a new generation of fans.
If I was gonna have like one statement, it'd be like great personality, too much CGI.
I mean, you gotta have some CGI.
I didn't say no CGI need. I said too much. When you have Shredder and Turtles and Splinter and almost every character that's important as a CGI character.
See, I thought the Turtles, like the actual Turtles, the way they appeared looked good. I felt like the fighting and choreography was good. I felt like the designs were slightly, not bad, but could do way better. I didn't like Donnie.
Yeah, how skinny he was and stuff.
Yeah, but the one major gripe I had about it, which I hope they fix here, is that Shredder was obviously going to be that other guy in the business suit.
Eric Sachs.
Yeah, whoever that was. And
the guy
then
in Prison Break.
And then at the last minute, they fell down to PC culture. Like, you're going to have a white man be the master shredder of Japanese, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, well, we'll just get some nameless, faceless Asian guy to do it. Which is so much worse in my opinion.
Because he's Asian?
No, it's because catering to a certain audience.
Yeah.
So,
you're giving to the demands of terrorists.
yes,
That's what you're doing.
Exactly.
I think that on top of Iron Man Shredder was too much. I
Yeah.
would rather have had a martial art fighting Shredder.
You're right. I didn't like
100% agree.
I didn't like Iron Man Shredder.
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like
all those blades throwing them and magnetizing them back. I'm like, what? Where's Shredder from the first Turtles? Where like the Turtles were trying to fight him, and like they just couldn't stand to him.
It's almost as if they don't understand what makes Shredder threatening. It's that it's his knowledge, his wisdom, and his martial skill, not his pushing a button inside his gauntlet.
Yeah, have him fight with like one katara type thing. It's just like fighting with that. And that's all he needs.
There's so many iterations of Shredder and Splinter. I always thought the best one was them, as humans fighting each other over a woman,
and not being
and then years later fighting each other as as Splinter transformed and him as a Shredder now.
I say also the backstory of Splinter learning from a martial art book in the sewer was kind of like, well, okay.
It didn't bother me too much, but like
they became masters from reading a book and that's it.
Well, just like when he was a rat, he in the first in the movie, I love the first movie. It's my favorite movie.
Yeah, he was a rat who learned by watching his master.
He mimicked and that doesn't make sense to me.
I thought it was more believable of like over years of watching and training himself by watching his master train.
Master Splinter is not a real martial artist because he read it out of the book. You know what I'm saying?
No, he's not.
You gotta go out there and crack some skulls.
He perfected the katas after he became more intelligent, and he was able to read after he was transformed to mutagen. But he was just a rat pre-mutagen. How the hell did he learn this? It makes more sense in a cartoon, which is also the original iteration of it,
where he was a human who mutated into a rat.
Yes.
See, that I would prefer 100%.
Well, me too.
We take this so seriously.
But I guess in the long run,
shit.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I guess in the long run, it's still either a rat reading a book and learning to teach himself, or a rat watching his master and
teaching. Still a rat.
And still teaching.
That's my problem.
And still teaching himself.
Or a man turned into a rat.
Well, I'll tell you
that
what.
one's better.
In the newest comic, it's one of the best stories ever.
Yeah.
He was a human first, and he was actually in feudal Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they were the turtles were in feudal Japan as his sons, and they all were reincarnated. And it's not too spiritual like.
Reincarnated. That's interesting.
Well, they're actually found by Shredder
turtles?
and killed, and they were reincarnated later as turtles, and a rat.
That's weird.
And they retained all that knowledge. Splinter knows already, and he has to help the turtles remember and wake up.
Why?
And it's like freaking the end of Lost. Everyone's waking up and shit. Probably tears. Yeah. Yeah, it was good stuff.
Spoilers for Lost.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we talked a lot about this first movie. We got to talk a little bit about the second movie in this trailer reaction to a second movie.
Let's react to a trailer.
We're talking a lot about it.
And then I'll know about it. There's only one thing I know about this movie.
I know Stephen Amell is playing
That's
Casey
exactly what I was
Jones.
gonna say. Stephen
I'm
Amell.
on board for that.
Don't tell him anything else because we haven't seen the trailer.
Okay.
Because I know 2 things I don't want Aaron to know if he doesn't know.
The only thing I know is the Casey Jones is Stephen
Well, I
Amell,
know-
and I'm
I know
super
this-
excited about
alright,
that.
alright,
So let's.
I'm just hoping it's more of the same, maybe better villain, better story. Yeah, I mean,
Hopefully better outfits for the Turtles too. I love Leo's bamboo stuff, and then Raph's looks cool, but maybe Mike not having the sportswear and
I liked
We'll
Raph
see.
having kind of that do-rag kind of like.
that was cool.
that was also in
We got
the next mutation
Yeah.
on Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta watch the trailer. We gotta watch.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
You mentioned the Flash.
What's happening out there, Donnie? I don't know. It doesn't look good.
Dimension X.
Transformers.
I was gonna say, is like Krang coming in? Oh, that'd be so cool.
Gear up, guys.
Whoa!
That's cool.
They got a new truck.
Get some Bebop and Rocksteady
Turtles
coming in.
are the
Oh
same.
my god, that'd be sweet. Ooh, what's going on with that? Is Shredder in there? Or no?
Yeah.
They didn't capture Shredder, did they?
I think it's very vital. Hit the button. What button? There are a million buttons.
What the?
Sweater.
Oh!
They look a little different.
We'll go back to that. That's a foot? They're ninjas now.
Dude, yeah. That's what I was to say.
Well, this never worked
God.
out well for you.
Whoa.
What's your name?
Casey Jones.
Oh!
One question. Are you two guys like a thing?
New Shredder.
We could work with that.
Really?
Me too. This is gonna be good.
No DeGrasse Tyson. Oh!
Bring it back to Mohawk.
Holy crap, they look good.
Oh, y'all got jokes, huh?
Oh, that'd be over Rocksteady, yeah!
They look exactly like the cartoon. What?
Ooh.
Yep.
For the kids.
Ooh.
Run, Arrow, run!
Oh.
Recording with the turtles. When something bad happens, you want to be with the turtles.
Oh.
Whoa.
The
Oh.
tank and
Whoa.
Rocksteady's driving. Oh,
Look
my
out!
gosh.
Look out! Out of the shadows. That was pretty damn badass, I gotta say.
Did you guys know about Bebop and Rocksteady?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's so cool.
Well,
The only way I'd be excited too if they brought in Bebop and Rocksteady and then also brought in Toka and Razar.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
well,
that be
that's
cool if
well,
all-
Toka on Razor was the more realistic.
I think it'd be cool if you had all 4 of them fighting all 4 of the turtles. Wouldn't it be sweet? Man, look at that. I like that.
okay. Yeah, so I mean, looking at the costumes here, Leo has lost his bamboo armor, but that looks pretty standard. Mike still kind of has. I mean, I like this better. I think. Don still the Harry Potter glasses aren't doing it for me.
Geared up. He's all,
And I understand.
Raph
why
has
they
like
do
more
it.
armor.
Raph looks cool though.
Yeah.
He still has the full head scar.
I'm still a fan of them just not wearing anything. But like from what I understand, like when they were looking at these versions of Turtles, they just looked weird without pants.
I
can
can see that. I mean,
Yeah.
they're more hulking. They're more like
They're super powered.
Yeah, they're super powered because they're so fucking big.
Yeah,
They
they're
are.
huge.
But fucking Bebop and Rocksteady are so much bigger.
Well,
And Rocksteady or Bebop has his little glasses.
Yeah. You know,
That's so bad.
that reminds me of like the, cause like they have the new Nickelodeon like TV show, and that's how they went with him too in that one. Is like he has his little like futuristic 3D glasses looking type of things going on, and then
yeah.
Rocksteady was like a general Russian guy. Like
Mhm.
I don't remember the comics of how they were. Of like I don't know where they
I
came
can't
from in the
remember.
comics.
They
You
didn't-
know,
they
like I don't
didn't-
know if they were like if he was a Russian that turned into a
Yeah.
like in the cartoon, or if, I don't even know what they're gonna do with this. But like I'm excited seeing them there after seeing them in the cartoons and stuff like
Mhm.
that of like how they looked. They looked good.
I'll tell you what. I've always thought if they're going to, before the first one came out, if they're going to base it off any previous Ninja Turtle iteration,
Mhm.
I was hoping they wouldn't do the original cartoon, in my opinion. But I think they're doing it right. I think they did it really well in the first one. I think the second one.
I'm gonna be honest. That's what I want. I kind of want to see that.
I mean,
I want to see a
most-
badass version of that.
Most people wanted that.
Yeah.
I wanted. I didn't. I wanted
know.
something more akin to the first movie in the comics.
Yeah.
I think it looks great. I think Roxanne and Bebop are awesome. I like how they're super powered,
Yeah.
huge.
Look, I mean, I don't need Turtles to be Citizen Kane and make me cry and make me think about human existence and culture and shit. You know,
I know.
I want to see 4 giant fucking turtles beating up some ninjas. Which, by the way, the Foot Clan
look like ninjas.
they look like ninjas
They had, like,
and not
swords
mercenaries.
and stuff. Yeah.
Last movie, one of my complaints was that they're just guys with guns, and you never like get to see any like ninja action.
Yeah.
Because they're just giant fucking turtles beating up guys with guns.
Yeah.
This is giant fucking turtles beating up guys with swords.
Yeah.
You know how much better that is?
Even Casey Jones was taking on some guys with,
Yeah.
fighting them with swords and his hockey stick.
Yep.
yeah, I was just saying, like, for what it's trying to do, I think it looks amazing.
It looks like a lot of fun.
yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's all it needs to be. That's all anybody is asking it to be.
Yeah.
Fun and not stupid.
and
Yeah.
cool fighting.
Awesome fun.
Now, I'm curious as to what that giant tornado in the air was for and stuff.
Dimension X, from what I
Like, that's
understand.
what I'm wondering.
It is
Like,
Dimension
it'd be
X.
cool if Dimension X and Krang comes in, because they never used Krang in
Okay,
the
so-
first movies, you
I'm
know?
sorry, but there's a new Shredder?
A new guy is playing Shredder. It's not a new. From what I understand, it's not a new guy, a new Shredder.
So it's the same guy from the first movie,
but just
character.
play by a different character.
played by a different guy.
Yeah, from what I,
Okay.
and like I read an interview
Okay.
of
We
the
never
guy
really
doing.
saw his face anyway.
Yeah, we did.
Not really.
In the first one,
Kinda.
he was in shadow.
He was
and
he was
stuff.
in that room, explaining the history. You know.
Yeah, I know, but he was like more in shadow.
And he
didn't,
was
like,
he
see
caught
him
that guy's
well.
fist with his chin, and he turned it.
Yeah.
He ripped, yeah. He wasn't a shadow.
But
He
this
was a
guy
bald
looks.
guy with a
This
scar.
guy looks like much younger though, right?
The other guy was a mean-looking Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some guy you wouldn't want to screw with. This guy, I mean, I don't know. I read the interview of
Mhm.
this guy. He said he's a huge fan, and this Shredder story seems more developed.
Okay.
Good.
I mean, at least I feel good because it looks like a younger guy, and the only reason I feel like they would do that is because he's going to be moving in scenes and fighting and not just shooting. You know, Shredder
CGI
had some
Shredder.
cool stuff last. He had some really cool
He
flips
was
and
cool.
shit.
He was cool when he was in his
but
armor.
it never looked. It's like when you watch episode 2 with Yoda. You can't like look at that fight and be like, oh, I could do that, or oh yeah, I see how I did that move. It's like, well, it's a cartoon fighting, and I
Yeah.
kind of felt like that sometimes with Shredder in the first one.
I did too.
But I'm hoping that you have a modern, contemporary movie with ninjas and stuff. Do good choreography. Don't do CG choreography, which is bad weight distribution and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pumped. I like it.
I'm glad to see Will Arnett back as Vernon. Not Vernon. But
Sure, he was great.
Yeah, he was funny.
I'm glad that
No.
Megan Fox is back as Megan Fox.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
her schoolgirl.
She played a good April. You know what I mean? For what April was. I had complaints about her performance.
I had a couple complaints about how involved and central she was to the story a little bit. I
Like
mean,
how she had the turtles
like
before.
Yeah,
the
but there's
turtles
some-
were her pets,
Well,
and she is on this thing. And
that
it's
that
her,
was in the
her.
previous iterations too.
Yeah, and that's no one. How many people bought the April O'Neil action figure
I did.
before you bought the 4 turtles?
I can't remember because I was
No
like
way.
4 years old.
4 year would be a fool to do that. I would look at that.
Why did my
4-year-old
parents
I would
buy
look at that 4-year-old little Filipino boy and be like, "You fool," and slapped you and
Take
ran.
away my rice.
And they wouldn't have done anything back. And back then, I wouldn't have gotten in trouble. They would have praised me.
Yeah, back then, yeah.
For hitting children.
It's a new world now, baby.
Yeah.
Asians are taking over.
I don't know. I'm excited. I have better hopes for this than I enjoyed the last movie. Like I had fun watching it,
Yeah.
My kids watch
But-
it over and over again, actually, too.
but I think this one I'm gonna enjoy more, especially seeing Bebop, Rocksteady, and if the story is more not ripping off Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know, like I felt like I had that same story before. In Amazing Spider-Man, the Lizard, his whole premise is that he's gonna release this gas up on top of the tall building.
Oh, I've
And-
seen
and
that,
turn it-
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
The
in the
Turtles
first
did
one.
the same thing. Shredder's gonna release this gas at the top of this tall building.
Yeah.
Why was there a
Stop.
timer? Why they want to release gas? Okay, let's put it on a 10-minute timer. Give the
Boom.
Turtles time.
It's over.
They could have just been like, all right, is it set up? Yep. Man, we won.
That's a
Like,
tired.
hold on.
That's a
Let's give the Turtles 10 minutes because they deserve it, right? Right.
that's a tired plot device. I agree.
Maybe part of it is they had to hit the button, and then it was like, hey, 10 minutes until everything's in place for it to
Yeah.
be.
I do know there's a new director for this movie. Apparently,
Yeah.
Really?
From the old one.
Oh,
Michael
wow.
Bay's still producing,
I was
but
saying,
that's
did Michael Bay direct last time, or
No.
did he just produce last time?
that like we've talked about before.
He's mainly a
they
producer
give him
now,
a lot
right?
of money. He puts his name on there, and they sell it.
Okay.
I think it felt Michael Bay-ish. The shots weren't as good.
Yeah, not. I mean,
Because he shot car commercials. That's how he became so... That's why he... That's
yeah,
how he
don't
shoot-
get me wrong. I know. I mean, the guy has 20 sunsets in a movie. It's like, when's the sun going down? This only happens for like an hour.
Yeah. One more thing I wanted to say. Like, I think it was a struggle, because when they make these kind of movies, they think, well, do we want to appeal to, like, the Dark Knight lovers, the nostalgic 30-year-olds who watched Turtles growing up, or do we want to appeal to the new generation?
Mhm.
Obviously, they picked the new generation. But I'm pretty happy with what I've
I
seen
think
so
picking
far.
kind of a middle ground.
I feel like it'd be super easy to do both.
I mean, they also showed Megan Fox wearing a little schoolgirl outfit thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that's very good for like 13-year-olds, you know? I mean,
Well,
I would love it if I was a 13-year-old.
To be fair,
but-
it is very good for 13
Yeah, I was saying, I would love it as a 13-year-old.
It's not
Yeah.
very good for 13-year-old moms.
Yeah,
Dads,
exactly.
they don't care.
No.
They're like, fuck, this is why I came.
Why is he going through so many socks?
We saw a guy.
Sucks.
All right, well, guys, thank you for watching. If you want to support us, go to our YouTube, go to our Facebook, go to our Patreon, and Aaron has a Twitter that he runs.
Yep, Blind Wave Prod.
Okay.
At Blind Wave Prod. You gotta do the at thing. Get hip. Get with
You
the
can
Twitter.
search for us.
Get
Just
with the
type in
Twitter
Blind Wave.
people.
I'm new.
Yeah,
Alright.
you can go to blindwave.net. You can go to patreon.com/blindwave. You can go to facebook.com/blindwave
Productions.
Lots of stuff. It's all down in the description.
Predictions.
Production.
I predict that you're going to end this shit real soon.
No, I'm not.
Damn it.
All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. I'm Shane.
I'm Eric.
I'm Leo.
Eric, hit the button.
I was right!